So about a month ago, I took all of you on a tour of my Lego investing room. But now I want to show you my actual Lego room. So I'm going to give you a deep dive into my Lego room. I'm going to show you everything from my favorite sets of all time to some of the sets that I did not like as far as the build and the display and everything else in between that. So let's not waste any time. Come on in and I'll show you what we've got. So there's the stairwell coming down into the Lego room, and right off the bat you're met with this big beautiful bookshelf. Most of the bookshelves that I purchased that you'll see in this video came from WAYFAIR. You can see the reason I really like this is you've actually got these glass ends to the bookshelf in a couple areas, so you can actually see right through and see the sets from the stairwell, which is really nice. But right up top here, first set, you've got Pirates of Barracuda Bay. Love this set. I was a big fan of Pirates growing up, so I had to pick this up on day one. It's just a really colorful set. You've got all the greenery in there. You've got the double build, so you can build the ship or you can build the Barracuda Bay setup, the island. So just love this set. Fits really nicely on the top of this bookshelf. And again, I'll link any of the things that I've purchased in this video down in the description. So if you want to pick them up yourself, you can. Right below that, I've got one of my favorite UCS sets, the UCS Y-Wing. Beautiful set. You've got the little plaque down there, but this has got just some amazing greebling and detail on the top of the set, so that's one of the main reasons I really like it. And then right next to that, we've got the Aston Martin down here. Big fan of James Bond. Moving down below that, we've got my Nintendo NES. There's the Super Mario Bros. Cartridge, controller. I've got the collectible Lego wooden minifigure back there. And then one of my favorite sets, I would say probably my second favorite set of all time, is the Lego Ideas Fishing Store. I just love this set. I love the design. I love the fact that you've got like a big scuba store inside the building here that you can take the roof off of, the bird on the top, the little rooster. I mean, there's just so many cool things about this set. I just love it. It's retired at this point, so you're not going to be able to get your hands on it, but for a price, you can still pick this one up. And then right below that, we've got the Trafalgar Square Lego architecture. And then right next to that, not one of my all-time favorites, but definitely up there, is the Spring Lantern Festival. I just really like the colors in this set. The flowers, you've got the water there with the lily pads on them. And then if we drop down all the way to the bottom, we've got the T-Rex Rampage, got the big Jurassic Park gate, got all the minifigures there with the plaque. And then I forget what the name of this set was. It was a small little T-Rex set that I built, but I put that right next to my T-Rex Rampage, and it fits in pretty nicely. So that is bookshelf number one, and that's kind of what it looks like when you first walk down into my Lego room. You've got this whole display right at the front here, and again, those glass panels was a big reason for me purchasing this. I think it just looks really nice. We're gonna move over to my desk area now, and if you see a little boy scurrying around somewhere, that is my son. Okay, so what is my desk made up of? So first things first, I wanna show you this here, which I didn't talk about on that display right there. So I've got this, it's actually on Amazon. Again, I'll link it down in the description. Anything you do purchase in this video does help out the channel, so I appreciate that, but wasn't overly expensive. It's just a little smart lighting kit, but if I click the green button on this, you'll see here, I actually have lights stationed above each of those sets, so especially in the evening time, it actually lights these displays up really nicely. I'll show you on some of the other shelving I've got as well, but click the red button and it turns off those lights, and boom, everything goes right back off. So really cool. That is something I wanted to add to all my shelving. But right on my desk right here, I've got the Lego Ideas Fossils, I believe is what they're called. And this was actually the first set that I actually did a lighting kit on. So I wired the whole thing up with, I think it was light tailing from Amazon as well. and you can actually see that it actually looks pretty decent with the lights on it. So I was actually very happy with how that actually came out. So that's what it looks like with lights in the Fossil set. So moving over to the side, pretty simple, stapler, my Swiss Army knife, blue light glasses, just some stationary stuff. This actually my brother gave me. He got that in Greece when he was over there, so that's pretty cool. And then my computer, I do some of my editing still on this, but I do use mostly my MacBook for my editing now. And then obviously I have to have the little Lego coffee cup there on the side to get a nice fresh cup of coffee if I'm working down here. And then I also got this really nice desk mat. It kind of has the Lego colors to it, in a sense, that same kind of color scheme. So picked it up. That's what I use for my mouse pad. And then just a little printer down there just for anything I need to print. But right above my desk, you'll see here, if you go up top here, I've got two shelves, both from IKEA. And I'll kind of walk you through what I display on these shelves here. So first one back here, you've got the Fender Stratocaster guitar, really nice set, really enjoyed that build, plus you got the amp on the side there. And then over here, you've got the entire Muppets Lego collection. I haven't figured out what display case I'm gonna display those in yet, but I've got all 12 of those minifigures. Right to the left of the Fender Stratocaster is my Lego Ideas Flintstone set. And this was, again, I think I mentioned this in videos past, but my very first Lego set that got me back into Lego as an adult. I got an email from Lego one day. I was actually sitting in the car and I saw this set and I was like, man, that would be really cool to build. I was into Flintstones as a kid. I loved the cartoon. So I picked it up, and that is where all the insanity started. But really cool set. You get the car as well back there. And then right to the left of that, I've got the Lego Mini Cooper. I really like this set as well. I actually did not build this. I picked this up in that big haul that I did a while back, and this is one of the sets that I actually kept. But you've got the little picnic basket right there, which is really awesome. Love the colors on this. I've got a family member, actually my grandmother, that loves the Mini Cooper, so this is just something I had to keep, but really cool set. And then right above that is my Lego Star Wars helmet collection. So we've got the TIE Fighter pilot, we've got Darth Vader, we've got Boba Fett, we've got the, I think it was Scout Trooper, we've got the Bespin Duel, which was actually a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, but that was sent out due to COVID. And then we've also got the Viper probe droid. I don't have a few of the helmets, a couple of the newer ones. I have them purchased, I believe, ready to be built. I just haven't gotten there, so I got to complete that collection. And then if you want to kind of see what that light looks like, I'll click the light on that, and boom, especially in the nighttime, it looks really nice. So those are the shelves right above the whole desk setup here. And then I got this chair. Forget where this chair came from, but it's a nice little swivel chair. It's not overly expensive. I think it might have come from IKEA as well, but that is the whole desk. The desk came from Ashley Furniture. Right off of the desk, there's a small closet here. I really don't use this for much, but I'll show you inside of it. There is actually some of the sets that I'm not displaying currently. Not to say that I'm gonna get rid of them. There are a few in here that I will get rid of, but I did a video for the catamaran over there, so that's a special set to me. I'm not going to get rid of that one. I'm not a huge Lego Friends fan. I know a lot of you will be really upset about that, but I never really got into the show, so I may end up selling that one. I wasn't a huge fan of this set either. I forget what it's called, but Statue of Liberty is definitely going to get kept. Dodge Dom Charger, definitely not getting rid of that. Just some shelving over here with camera equipment, different things. There is what I do with all my manuals, so whenever I'm done, you can see how deep that stack is in there. I put my manuals there, so I do keep them at least for right now. And then right above that are just some of the boxes that I decided I wanted to keep. So a lot of architecture boxes in there. There's the Lego Ideas Fossil Friends box, and then just some more camera stuff. As you can see, I am a fan of Displate. I've already got some up on the wall, which you'll see, and then there's some more, which I'll end up having to put on the wall here at some point, but big fan of Displate as well. So that is the closet. Moving right along, I'll give you a full snapshot of the room there. This is where I do a lot of my videos. Little table, I think I got got this on Amazon. It's nothing special. It was actually pretty cheap. Just a pretty cheap chair over there. I've got my Rode mic, which I would like to upgrade at some point, and then my kickstand for the videos there. If you look underneath here, it's kind of hard to tell, but this is actually a Star Wars rug from Ruggable. You saw this in a couple videos last year, but I love this rug. Ruggable is really cool because you can actually just throw this in the washing machine and wash it, but it's just a really cool design. Got the whole Millennium Falcon on there, A-wings, X-wings. All right, so on the wall here, I've got the ultimate Darth Vader art, and you probably saw one of my videos back in the day, but I did a 3D design on this that was my own. It wasn't overly complex, but I added some dimension and depth to this whole piece by doubling and tripling some of the layers up on this. If you want to watch the video, again, it's how to make 3D art. But love this ultimate Darth Vader set. It just looks really good on the wall, and it just came together really nicely. That took forever to build, let's just say that. Over to the right of that, I've got my entire Brickheadz collection. So as you can see, I am a big Brickheadz fan. I've got quite a few Brickheads. We've got Donald Duck there, we've got the Minions, we've got some Harry Potter going on in there, we've got Star Wars, we've got the new Woody and Bo Peep, we've got some of the Pets Brickheadz collection, Santa Claus, Mrs. Claus, again, more pets. I'll just kind of go through these a little bit more quickly. And then down here, we've got some of the seasonal Brickheads, Halloween. We've got Stranger Things, some more Disney with the Chipmunks, Statue of Liberty, Aquaman. Frankenstein, I would say, is probably my favorite Brickhead of all time, as of right now. I'm a big fan of the Universal Monsters. I'm hoping they're gonna come out with some more like that, but I just love this Frankenstein Brickhead. I also did a video on that back in the day. And then we've got some more Star Wars, Mandalorian, Baby Yoda, or the Child. So that is all located on six, I believe, yep, 6 IKEA shelves. They're all free floating. Took a little bit to space them all out, but I think it came out pretty nice. So that is where my Brickheadz collection is housed. And then over to the right of that, we've got another shelving unit. This also came from IKEA, if I'm not mistaken. We've got the Star Wars R2-D2. This came out last year, May the 1st. Really love the detail on this set. This is one of my favorite sets in my collection. It was a really fun build. Got some nice functionality. And then right below that, we've got my Pixar lamp. Helps get my creative juices flowing. And then one of my favorite architecture sets, and main reason is because it's a little harder to get, is this Lego house. I'll get it out of the light here. But I love the colors on this set. It's a replica of the Lego house in Denmark, if you didn't know. It's an architecture set, and you could only get this set in Denmark at the Lego house. So I believe at this point you can't get it anymore outside of just like a third-party sale on eBay or something, but really nice set. And then below that, this is also one of the first builds that I ever did, the Fiat 500. This will never leave my collection. Really like this Fiat 500. I also have a couple of the alternate blue Fiat 500s. I haven't built one yet, but I have them in case I ever do want to. And then right on the bottom of that, we've got the Winnie the Pooh house. You can see a little Eeyore down on the bottom there. We've got Pooh. This was just a really cool set as well. You've got the little honey pot with the bees that spin around up top there. And there goes a piece. Just disregard that. We'll put it right back up there, but you can see that spins. So just a really unique set. Lego ideas as well, it's still available. So if you're a fan of that, go ahead and grab it. But that is what my whole corner shelf looks like right there. So right next to the Brickheads. There's the disc plates I was talking about. And I try to purchase stuff that kind of says a little bit something about me. So I'm a big Marvel fan, I'm a big Spider-Man fan. The Office is my favorite TV show of all time. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Michael Scott, love it. I'm gonna be definitely purchasing the new Lego Office set day one. Big fan of Star Wars and Baby Yoda. And then I am, yes, a Fortnite fan as well. My son plays a lot of Fortnite, so I kind of have to be a Fortnite fan. So that is my disc plate collection. I would have liked to have put kind of a world map up here and then taken my architecture skylines and actually had those kind of come off the world map. At some point I might do some type of a wall display like that, but for right now it's just the disc plates. Moving over to the last wall and the last few shelves, and I will go ahead and turn on a couple of these lights, same lights as before. Show you a little bit of a close-up on them. So that is, they just stick right on the top of the shelf, and they've got the remote control AAA batteries. But right at the top, this is my favorite set of all time. It is the Lego Ninjago City. This set was amazing to build. You build it all the way from the water down at the bottom to just all kinds of detail and color, and it displays beautifully. All kinds of minifigures. This set is retired and it runs for $900 to $1,000 at this point, I believe, last time I checked, but it is well worth every dollar. I was able to catch it before it retired, but by far one of my favorite sets. And I have the new Ninjago City ready to build to add to this. I just haven't done it yet. I also have the Ninjago City docks. I haven't built that yet either, but love this set. It is just beautiful as far as a display piece. And then right below that, built this one recently. Here is the Luke's Landspeeder Ultimate Collector Series. Really nice set. Not one of my favorites, I wouldn't say, but my name is Lucas, so Luke's Landspeeder. I got called Luke Skywalker growing up about 1,000,000 times, so just had to have Luke Skywalker and his Landspeeder. So there you have it. All right, and then below that, we've got the Razor Crest. Really cool set as well. You've got the whole inside docking area there. Several minifigures. You got the Mandalorian and the child on top there, the way I displayed it. So really cool set. And then I've got the mini build of the Millennium Falcon with Han Solo there. So that is cool. Little scout trooper back there. And then if we go below that, I've got the Hulkbuster. So you got Iron Man on his little computer panel. You've got these big giant mechanical arms working on the Hulkbuster. Just a really unique display piece and unique set. You can put Iron Man up here in the helmet. So you can press that down. You've got the display plaque on the big base, Hulkbuster. So that is just really cool. I like that set. Moving into Technic. I haven't done a ton of Technic, but I am a big fan of Technic, and I like the complexity in the actual builds. But Land Rover, I had to have. I really like it. I like the color. This was a really fun build. I did this Christmas of 2021. I try to build a little something during the holiday season, just kind of sitting around, and I'll build something to occupy downtime, but really like that build. And then right below that, you might have seen my video on a great way to display these Lego minifigure collections. These come from Wicked Bricks, not a sponsor, but I put my Looney Tunes collection in one, and then I put my Marvel TV series collection in one, and they've got the sticker on the back, and they just look great. You can see all the minifigures really clearly, so I'll probably end up putting my Muppets in one of these as well. Next to that, you've got your 1989 Batmobile. And I will say this, my sets aren't normally this clean. This set was actually filthy, and the black, everything as far as dust shows up on these black sets. But I used this little thing I got on Amazon. I will link it below again. It's just a little rechargeable blower that has like a little brush tip on it, and it works amazing, and you can go right over the set. It actually cleaned it up really nicely, and it gets rid of all that dust and debris, and you can kind of brush it while it's getting cleaned. And the nicest thing about it is you can recharge it. You don't have to keep on buying those pressure air bottles. So really great way to clean sets. And as far as the set itself, I love the 1989 Batmobile. It is a great build. Right above that, this is the very last set that I built. There is my Lego I Am Groot set. You've got the tape, you've got the plaque, and you've got him dancing. And then to the right of that, you've got one of my favorite Technic sets that I built to date, the Lego BMW. The detail is staggering in this bike. It is absolutely huge. You can see the size of that thing, but it displays really nicely. You've also got the plaque. I wish they hadn't done a sticker for the plaque, but the bike itself is just phenomenal. And then below that, Lego Ideas Sesame Street. Another really cool set. You got all the minifigures. That's probably one of the biggest draws to this set is having those Muppets minifigures. You got Big Bird over there. So had to build that one. And then right above that, you've kind of got, it's like an L-shaped bookshelf, and this also came from WAYFAIR. But I like it because you've got this whole area, flat area here. I used to actually display modulars here, and then I swapped this to my Skyline display area. But I've got all my Skylines, I think a total of 8 so far here. There's New York, there's Paris, there's London, Sydney, so all kinds of Skylines. They're one of my favorite sets to build. They don't take overly long. They're very detailed. There's a lot of pieces involved with it, but they're not huge either, so you can display a lot of them, and they just look great, and you kind of learn about the city along the way while you're building it. And then above that is probably the set with the highest piece count that I've ever built, and this is actually the Lego World Map. I did a video on this. This is an alternate build. This is actually the Bionicle Matanui Island. But I loved the colors in this, and I just loved the patterns. I can't say I was ever a really big Bionicle fan, but the map itself and the colors in the map and everything was so cool. I did not like the world map that they came out with. I just thought it was very bland, and I don't know, just didn't appeal to me at all, but this did, and it fit perfectly right in between the bookshelves here, the L, so that was a cool build. And then just a little chair right here in case someone wants to sit down in the Lego room. And then this is my newest addition. This is also from WAYFAIR. WAYFAIR, you know, you'll see a lot of my shelving is from WAYFAIR. It's a little bit more expensive, not too much more expensive, but the quality is just really good in my opinion. I've always had just really good quality shelving and tables from WAYFAIR. So again, I'll try to link everything down below so that way you can find it. But right up top, I've got my Modular Collection. This is where I keep all my modulars. Here's the latest one. We've got the diner, bookstore, got the police station, got the corner garage. But I'm a big fan of the modulars. I tried to buy each one January 1st. It's probably one of my favorite series, but they just all go well together. They display so well. They've got stories, you know, in all of them with these minifigures, and they just all tell a really good story and plot. And the buildings themselves are just constructed beautifully. So big fan of the modulars. That's where I display all those. Right below that, you've got my space. I can't say I'm the biggest fan of space. I know there are a lot of you that just absolutely love the space stuff, and I really do like it as well. It's just not my favorite theme, but I've got the Space Shuttle Discovery with the Hubble Space Telescope here, and then I've got the Saturn V. This is the original one, not the re-release. I think they're pretty much the same, but I've got that built, and I built that one probably a good year or two ago. So that's all my space. I'll give you a little bit of a better look at the Space Shuttle Discovery. There's that. And then below that's my Christmas. And this is kind of where I have a little bit of a dilemma. I don't really know whether to put these away in the year or just to keep them out. I really don't know where to go with them if I did put them away, but I've got just 3 of them. I've got Santa's house there, I think is what it's called, the Elf Clubhouse, and then the Gingerbread house. I'm a big fan of the Christmas season. It's one of my favorite seasons, but I typically, you know, I don't know whether to keep them out or put them away. So put a comment below. Let me know what you do with all your Christmas stuff. That way I can get some ideas. And then there is my Santa's sleigh. And then one of my recent builds, the T1 camper van, the one that just retired. That was a fun build. I built that in Tennessee. So that is that whole shelf there. So you can kind of see what that looks like from a distance here from my table here. And it's full, but it looks nice in my opinion. And then on to the last section. There's my little heater. It does get pretty cold down here. This is technically the first floor, but it's also kind of the basement, but I have a heater down here. And then this shelf again came from WAYFAIR, and I'll show you what I've got on it. So the haunted house right at the top. It's so huge that I kind of had to put it on the top just to be able to display it, because you got the full ride there that drops down. But really love this set. I built it during the Halloween season about 2 years ago, and it just displays really nicely. It's got a lot of references in the set to the old Adventurers theme and different things like that. So it's just a fun build. Below that, I've got the small tumbler with Batman and Scarecrow there. And then I've got the Welcome to New Asgard with Thor and his little room there. I did a video on that as well. I dressed up as Thor. If you haven't seen that, you might want to check it out. Watch me make a fool of myself, but it was a fun video, I'll say that. And then we've got the Hedwig, and this one actually moves. You've got the little crank on it, so you can crank it. See if I can do this with one hand. You crank the whole thing and the wings move. They've got multiple sets like this. So there is that. So you've got full range of motion on Hedwig. And these are just 2 drawers. This is actually where I put all my loose pieces. So any loose pieces that I have after I'm finished with a build, I actually just put them in these drawers here and keep them in case I need extra pieces. And then right below that, this was actually a gift with purchase, this little Easter gift with purchase. Definitely not one of my favorite sets of all time, but I built it, so I'm just displaying it right there for right now. And then this was an old set that I actually had when I was a kid. Now I got this on my Lego haul that I did a couple years ago, and he had it and I ended up just keeping it. But I had this set, but not this specific one, when I was a kid. Used to play with it all the time, played with it to death, but when I saw it I was like, I gotta keep that just because it's nostalgic for me. So I've got that little plane, and then below that I've got the mini Disney castle. You got Mickey right on the side there. And then this whole bookshelf here also has the lights. So if I grab my handy dandy controller, click the lights, boom, boom, and that's what that looks like. So it lights those up. And again, in the nighttime, that looks really nice, especially if I'm down here, it displays really nicely. Click that red button, boom, turns it all off, and you're good to go. So there you have it. That is my entire Lego room, and I actually worked up a little bit of a sweat giving that full tour. But that is my current 2022 Lego room. It's probably going to change in this next year, so I wanted to go ahead and show you what I had at this point in time, and then we'll see what happens in the following year to 2. Now before you leave, if you want to see my Lego investing room with all my sealed sets, go ahead and click on this video right over here and you can get a full tour of that as well.